off his koi. I hope you enjoyed the last video. You okay? Me old boots. What am I up to? A lot of things have changed since last time I put a video out. If you remember, back in June last year, Mason's, the blue wheelie bit I made into a tank, it split. Everything was upside down. Videos, I couldn't do nothing with the videos. It's been burning me head out. Speaking to Yorkie over Christmas period, he said delete all the videos, mate. He says it's too late now. Me personally, I was thinking, well, you can still see the development that I was doing when that happened, because as you know, I had nothing but bad luck, and it just went from bad to worse, as it normally does. I'll flick around now and talk you through a few of the changes that I've done since then. So as you can see, I've got his IBC tank set up. Big shout out to Scrag for sending the polycarb. May have done this in a previous video. Not only did I get to do this, Mason asked me to block it all in, which I had these spare doors, so I'll put them on and just put that plastic down there for now. I don't know why, because it's all coming out. Again, the offcuts, thanks to Scrag. First time I've ever covered half the pond, and that's the best thing I ever done, because all the fish through the winter have been hunkered underneath there. Fish in the pond, I'm all doing absolutely fantastic, I'm glad to say. See me by the bridge there, look, coming up for food. I'll sort them out in a sec. Back to Mason's. Over the last few months I've been losing fish, almost like a bacteria issue. And as you know, if you've been watching Dave's videos, none of the chemicals are working. You can tell now by the colour of the water what I'm doing. I'm just adding a bit at a time. PP. For a period of months now, I've been having fish with almost like bacteria issues. I've called probably about 10 or 12 koi. These were actually sold. But I'm not been able to release them. I've dropped the temperature down now over a period of weeks. Them down now to, as you can see there, 15 degrees. There was 25 I think originally. Things have changed. Mason's feeder was on here. Then the controls, as you can see there, I'm on that side. So when it was here, it was facing that way. But I've just left them there. I've lifted the lid up because of the problems I've had. The zeolite bags I had in, I took them out for a period of time. I went out and purchased, because I only originally had that one cylinder. I went and purchased them, put 3 new filters in there, thinking it was something to do with the water. Water tests, nothing wrong with them. Scrapes, nothing wrong with them at all. Still having this issue with the fish. Also, what I've done since, you remember the round pressure filter, I've got rid of that. I just, because it was up here, I couldn't physically get up there and lift the handles up and down to clean the filter out. That's gone to the tip, and I got Mason this one with the UV light. If you look back on my videos, a bloke named Phil from Albury, subscribe to the channel, he purchased one of these and I fitted in one of them, so I've been running that at the moment. That's all up and running, hunky dory. So back to the fish. Like I said, I'm having a few problems. I've been culling fish, as you know. I'm a big believer, if you've got one that's bad, don't wait for it to spread on all the others. Just got my hydrogen peroxide here, wait a little bit. Them up, them feeding. They've just gone down the bottom now, obviously. You can just see them down there, look. Dave from Black Country, koi, he come up yesterday. He was adamant I got flukes. I've tested them 3 times myself previous, over a period of months, and I couldn't find absolutely nothing at all. Mine is an old microscope, so he volunteered and he come over last night after work. He done a scrape, well he done 3 fish. The one we found with the pectoral fin, that's I don't know what you say, it's disappeared I suppose, it's deteriorated, I suppose that's a better word. But Dave said he could have caught on something, which I'm assuming Sorry about the camera work. It could have been on that bag there. Now that bag there was hanging down there, and my water then was dripping through there into the bag through the zeolite. So that was another thing I was trying to do to almost purify the water, I suppose, if you want, or whatever. So the bag was hanging in the water there. That's where the feeder was. So as you know, when the fish go on the feed, they all go absolutely berserk. And I thought it might have been the fact that they was rubbing against that bag, swimming in between the bag, injuring themselves, and that's what was causing these problems. We can't find nothing at all. There's nothing under the water. I was doing water changes religiously every second day. Not a massive amount. Use my Hoover. That's been a no-brainer for me. That's stopped me lifting heavy water, buckets of water, and that's helped me out so much. That's unbelievable. I used it on most things. Even this tank I've got down here, I'll show you that in a sec. So I was doing that religiously. I've changed that to once a week. I took the feeder off. I left the feeder off. I've just changed so many things around, trying to eliminate what this problem is, and nothing's worked. I've only just took that bag out this morning because Dave said you don't need that now. This is mature. This is a tank. I've had 3 fish in there. Just signs of dark redness, not so much infection. So I've been treating them in there. Fish tank filter. I only put that in, not yesterday, the day before the heater, because this was 7 degrees. All 3 fish were just hunkered at the bottom of the tank. I have been opening these doors when it's been suitable to give them natural daylight. As you can see, fish tank filter. I put the heater in to get the heat up, and I've been treating them with salt, and they've been fine. So they've gone back in the tank yesterday, talking to Dave, and I've only just threw that bag in there, by the way. The stuff I've been using for the bacteria, as you all know, I'm more sick of buying these chemicals now that I'm working. So I bought this one. The reason I bought that one is because it's for fish tanks, or smaller ponds, I suppose. The price of it, and you can see how much is left in there. Oops. You can see how much is left in there, and I've treated Mason's tank 3 times, and I've treated this. It's a plasterer's bowl, that is, or plasterer's mixing bath. I've treated that 3 times as well before I salted it, and that sorted the issue out with the redness on them 3 fish. But then I was having, the eyes were starting to bulge, and Dave said it's a sign of dropsy. So I've been treating them for a week with salt. Had a water change, almost not a full water change obviously, but a big water change on them. And I've been treating them for, I think it's been about a week now with salt, and their eyes were starting to come down lovely jubbly. Hence why the heater in, brought the temperature up, so then I could get them back in there, because that was 18 degrees and there was 7 degrees in the black tank. So that heater just brought that water back up, and now I've got myself a little tank now in case I need to treat an individual fish. The ones I've called, they was in, I really don't know how they was getting as bad as they was, because I'll come in here quite regular, check on the fish, check on the food, check on the filter system and everything else, just make sure everything's all running and there's no problems. I'm down on the bottom now, probably because the PP, and I long just fed them. I fed them before I treated them, so yeah, I've changed so many things, swapped and changed, and we just can't find nothing with it at all. Just a bit more. Sorry about the camera work, folks. It's been mind-blowing, the problem with these fish. Everything in here, most of the stuff I've had in here, I've had off Scrag. Can't thank the bloke enough. As soon as you know Mason was having this tank, nets, polycarb, temperature gauge, you name it. The blokes just said, come and fetch whatever you want, and they let me have it for Mason. And everything's been bleached. I have used PP, everything was bleached, and everything stays in Mason's filter room, I suppose, tank room if you like. The only thing I never done was, in that box there, the filters were that porous. As soon as I grabbed them to clean them, they were just crumbling in my hands. So I bought brand new sponges for inside there. Now, I only put the one side in first and left them for probably a month, maybe a bit longer, just so the bacteria and that would start forming in that one. And then I took these foams out. Them and the only things I never bleached. I just put them straight in like an absolute numpty. That's the only thing I can think of. Well, it is the only thing I've done that I sterilised. Of everything, absolutely everything. See, every fitting. Like I said, I've deleted all the videos. Oh, I don't know. Probably 300, maybe more. I mean, these are small clips that I had together over a period of time. That's why I need to edit. The problem is now, it's the cost of doing these videos. I know people do them on the phones, it's free, it's a free app, let them do it. I need to edit mine, and on the phone, so small. I've got 4 eyes as it is, and having 4 eyes don't help you. So I need a bigger screen. I don't cut little bits out, because I do tend to repeat myself, because I'll do a bit of videoing last week, and then this week, and I might have repeated the same crap last week as this week. So I'll try and cut them bits out. So it makes a decent video for you to watch. Hopefully now I'm back on track. I've got a software now which is Windows 11, I think it is. I've only used it a couple of times. Again, I think it's over £100 for a year. If I was getting paid by YouTube, it wouldn't be a problem. But it's another expense I've got to try and fork out. The season's only just started, I'm 80 quid already. It's just madness. And look, you've seen me, and even say before, I ain't getting enjoyment out of it. I really am. It's so frustrating. These fish are absolutely stunning, and I mean stunning. Like I said, I'd sold them all. Mason's got a chance. Well, he's got the chance. He's going to Barcelona for a football tournament with his football team, the Corinthians. There is a few people that have put out there that they wanted to donate towards the kids' costs. The parents have got to pay for their own. They get a tour of Barcelona stadium and one thing or another. I don't go into much detail about it, other people deal with that. And there is quite a few people that donated to that, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And they reached the target. I think there's the target was 5,000. I think they got 6,000. Sponsors for flags, and there's a great big banner, and they put their flag or they put their logo on that great big banner. So that'll be around Barcelona, around there. So a big shout out, notice they probably watch this channel, but shout out to all the sponsors that have put their logo on the banner, flag, whatever you want to call it. And a big thank you to everybody else who donated to Mason to be able to have this opportunity with Barcelona. £1,000 hour, by the way, and thinking they were going to Italy next year, if that comes about. So big, real big things football wise with Mason. Another reason why I ain't getting a chance to do much about the kite. It's just football, and I hate football. Back to the kite. So not much more I can show you really or tell you. As you can see, the PP's in. I've got my hydrogen peroxide here. I'm on fish duty now for 4 hours, and we'll see what happens. So I'll catch you in a bit. I'm going to get a bit of food out and feed the big fish, but I'll bring it over there in a minute. Strange things over. So I've put the PP Mason's tank. I've just come over to the filter house for the main pond, and I'd put another gram of PP in a cup just in case I needed to top that up. And I've just walked back in here. I've had mice or rats in here, and I've been putting poison down, and the poison there is There's still some down there, so they have been taking it over a period of time, but them have gone. But I've just come in here now to get some food to feed the big uns, and check this out. You're probably thinking, what am I looking at? Obviously I've just weighed the PP and I've left a gram of PP in there to top that up. That's still upright. It's almost like somebody picked it and just threw it everywhere. That's absolutely random. Into the little blue cube down there, look for the rat-a-tat-tats. They was taking that regular. And when I say we got rats, not only did I see them in here, but I used to watch them run across the garden there. We're always going to have rats, there's nothing we can do to stop it. And Dave was saying, what's the poison? Because rats need water, rats don't need water, mice need water, rats don't drink water. But I know they're giving water because I've seen them over the fields and that, and they're swimming it and stuff like that, but they don't need to drink water, that's what I'm trying to say. And he was just concerned about them eating the poison, obviously giving in the water, and what can you do? You've got to do something to control them. Anyway, I'll clean this up. Sorry about the camera work again. You can see now they know I'm in here, look, fetching the food. Look, they're all coming from under the bridge. So I'll get a bit of, clean this up, get a little bit of food, and I'll feed them. Whoa, look at that goshki there, look. Absolutely beautiful, slow growing but a stunner. And that one there, Mad Dogs, Westcroft Koi. Look at that, that's growed absolutely lovely, that is. I'll show you a better view in a minute. Yeah, you can see them, look, waiting. I'll eat that leaf. Let me just get a net and get that leaf out. Sorry about the camera work, folks. Oh, look at these beauties, look. That's the one, them two there, them off Mad Dog, Westcroft Koi. You've got an open day. Get over to Westcroft Koi, find out the dates, get yourself over there. That shower there is one of Dave's, the only one of his fry that he grew himself. Jack the Balding Reefer, the disappearing koi dealer. Ollie Bush Garden Centre, a few years back that was, there was that one. There's another one somewhere. That one there. That's one of Mad Dogs. He gave Mason that helping him at the show. Look at that. That's stunning, that is. Out of Mason's tank, Mad Dogs again. The size of that. Exclusively koi. That originally was Scraggs, then Pete had it. Look at the size of that now. That one there, Scragg bought Mason a couple of years back. Butterfly koi Mason bought his, well, bought his nan. He had to get him from the show in Stoke. Should have been 60 quid. I don't know how he does it, the little rat. That was off Tony Barker, he did that to Mason. Absolute beautiful, look at that. said before, that's from Shirley Aquatics. That's still beautiful. He's losing all his colour out of his skin. I don't know if it's because of the age of the fish or what. I was trying to work it out. I think the guy's name Ron. They've got two places. One's a unit, and then obviously you've got the garden centre one, and he works in the unit, the owner. And I was trying to talk to him because he bought it apparently off whoever owned it previously when it was in Shirley, and that's where they come from, when they was in Shirley. And if anybody knows this, if anybody knows the ear, put it in the comments. When I went and bought them fish there was an house, the entrance in Shirley, there was an house to the left as you entered, and it had a 3-tier water feature. And every time I went there, somebody put soap suds in it. And the last time I went, there was that many suds in it. You couldn't see the drive or the garden. It must have been 2 or 3 feet deep of soap suds. And then the time after that, it had gone. So whoever owned it, they must have just had enough of it and just got rid of it, which was a shame really. But that was the year that I bought them koi. So if anybody knows the year when that water feature went, it would have been the year before when I bought them. There was them 2 fish I had, and there was a Sankey, similar to him there. Yeah, he's from a dealer in Birmingham. That fish I had off Scrag for Mason. He had that from Rod Baston, and also that Tanchow Koaku. They've all got under there. It's mad really, they come up for the food and then they disappear out my way, look. There's one in here I had off Mad Dog Mason, had it in his tank. It was jet black when it was in the tank, and it was just absolutely crazy. It used to knock all the filters and everything off the side of the tank. But now he's in here. He's calmed down. He's as aggressive as he was. But he used to trash the tank. Remember that corner tank I had for mice? But he's got like a gold colour coming to him now. The sod's low now. They've gone under the bleeding polycarb. Okay, a little bit of an update from Carpish Koi. I'll go and check on Mason's fish and I'll keep you updated. What a beautiful day today. I've got an old Royal Enfield. I had a fall a couple of years ago. I've done my shoulder and I have been able to use the bike, so I've taken MOT. I booked it in yesterday for MOT. I've never been so cold in my life. Cold and rain and wind, and I mean bitter. And I had to stand in the office for an hour while they'd done the MOT. I've never felt so cold in my life, and plus I'd had a cold as well. Just coming off the edge, I've still got a bit of a snivel, but I'm coming off the end of that cold. But that's up for sale, so Bullet 500. Never felt so bloody cold. Now look, it's glorious today. Got this on, sweating my titties off. Oh, on about bad luck, I've got a garage, you've heard me before, with a kick car in. Some smack rats smashed old asbestos roof, he smashed in it, excuse me, nicked all my tools. So I've had to try and barricade that. The bloke who owns the garage, I'll pay to have a new roof put on it. So I've had to try and find somewhere to put all my stuff, take all that out, and really pissed me off because I've done a lot of work, and he owns a chip shop. I've done a lot of work for him, not just in the chip shop but it's his home as well, and I've never charged him a penny, even though it's cost me fuel backwards and forwards. That's the way I am, you know what I'm like. Don't mind helping anybody out, but times like that then you realise then, took the piss out of that. But I don't know, it is what it is. My daughter's made a few doors away, so I've had to go down there and do a load of stuff for my daughter, and there's letting me put the has got a garage, so they're going to let me put the kick car in there to get it finished. The boat, that's nearly done. There's some work I had to do on the end field. That's all done. I'm out in there. Just a few things to finalise on the boat to get that in the water and get that gone. And then get my kit car, but I'm going to sell the kit car, I'm going to keep that. That was overrun with rats. You've never seen so much shite in your life in the bottom of the car. And I'd got the old Granada, oh God, it's gone out now, Scorpio, the old Granada Scorpio. Back in the day when I was racing, I managed to race the veterans, probably been 10 years ago now. The lads I used to race with, they built me a car just to go out in the veterans. And I had the seat out the Granada, absolutely mint condition because of the comfort. And I thought, my God, I bet they bet them away. I thought I bet them rotten. I'd put black bin bags over them to protect them. Luckily, them sweet as a nut. I brought them back home. So they're alright. But the smell inside the car is horrendous. I've hoovered it all out. I've got cleaned all the garage up and that before the little shit broke in. It is what it is, eh? Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's good to be back. Subscribe to the channel. Share it if you've enjoyed it. And don't forget to polish our thumb. You know you want to. Until next time.